Hello everyone, welcome to this fifth lecture of this topic, Unit 4, that is Finite Element and Method. This is Mr. Suyog Patil, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Edra, Ichalkarji. Okay, and in this lecture, fifth lecture, we are going to see a numerical based on this 1D bar element. Okay, so here we will see. This figure shows a 1D bar subjected to an axial loading. Okay, this 10 kilonewton axial loading is given here along the x direction, x axis. Okay, taking it into a 2 bar element, consider this 2 bar element, two elements, determine the nodal displacement, the stress in each element and reaction at the each support. Okay, determine nodal displacement, stresses in the each element and reaction at the support. Okay, now we can see this is the figure. Here in this figure, this 1D bar is given. Okay, and this 10 kilonewton axial loading is given at this point here. Okay, length of the bar is given 1000 mm here, this length of the bar, and this bar is fixed at the one end. Okay, at this end this bar is fixed. Okay, that is cantilever beam. Again we can see, then area of the cross section of this bar is given here. Okay, this area of the cross section A is equals to 10 raised to 4 mm square. Okay, this area of the cross section, and Young's modulus of the material of this bar is given here. E, capital E, is equals to 200 gigapascal. Okay, this capital E, that is Young's modulus, is given 200 gigapascal. Young's modulus of the material of this bar. Okay, now modeling the given bar using two bar element, each having two nodes. Okay, first of all we have to model this problem. Okay, this bar by considering two elements, because here it is in the numerical it is given taking as a two bar element. Okay, so therefore we have to consider this is the one element E1 and this is the second element E2. Okay, so or again we can say here from this point to this center point 11 one element, and from this second element E1 and E2. Okay, we have divided this bar into two elements E1 and E2. Okay, having three nodes, one node number 1, node number 2, and this is the node number 3. Okay, so therefore having two nodes, let L1 is equals to L2 is equals to 500. Okay, that means this element or this bar is divided into two equal half parts, that is length is equals to each length is equals to 500. Okay, this L1 and L2 length is equals to 500. Okay, now this is the given things, capital E, E1 and E2, material of the bar is same throughout the bar. Okay, so therefore Young's modulus E is equals to Young's modulus of the first element, Young's modulus of the second element, E1 and E2 are same, which is equals to 200 gigapascal. Okay, which is equals to 2 into 10 raised to 5 megapascal. Okay, we have to convert it into megapascal or Newton per mm square. Okay, then next F1 is equals to 10 kilonewton opposite to x direction. This is the x direction. Okay, here it is shown, and this F1 is force at the node 1. Okay, at the node 1 this F1 force is given here. Okay, and it is 10 kilonewton, but it is opposite to this direction, x direction. Okay, so therefore we have to take it is minus 10 kilonewton. Okay, F1 is equals to minus 10 kilonewton. Then area is given 10 raised to 4 mm square. Okay, so therefore this bar has a uniform cross section. Okay, so therefore area A1, that means area of the element 1, is equals to area of the element 2. Okay, A1 and A2 is equals to capital A, which is equals to 10 raised to 4 mm square. Okay, area of the element is same. Length of this element 1 L1 and length of the element 2 L2 are same. It is equals to 500 mm. Okay, length L1 and L2 is equals to 500 mm. Okay. Now, second step in this numerical is, after dividing this or after discretization of this problem. Okay, after dividing this problem into a number of elements, second step is to form elemental matrix. Okay, form elemental matrix. The stiffness matrix for the bar element is given by, already we seen in the previous lecture, that is stiffness element matrix for the 1D bar element is KE is equals to AE divided by LE into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, this is the stiffness element matrix of the bar element. Okay, so therefore for the first element, okay, for the first element, that is this E1, for the first element we have to put these values of AE, or first element we have to calculate this K1. Okay, so therefore this K1 is equals to A area of the first element into Young's modulus of the first element here, okay, 10 raised to 4 into 2 into 10 raised to 5 divided by this LE, okay, length of the first element, it is 500, okay, and then 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, okay, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, okay. After simplifying this all, okay, after simplification we will get this value of this stiffness matrix for element 1, that is K1, is equals to 10 raised to 6 into 4 minus 4 minus 4 4, okay, Q1 Q2 Q1 and Q2. Okay, this is the stiffness matrix for element 1, first element. Okay, similarly for the second element here, K2 is equals to A2 E2 divided by L2, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, so by putting this value of A2 E2 and L2 here, A2 is equals to 10 raised to 4, again it is same, E2 is again same, 2 into 10 raised to 5, and L2 is again same, 500, okay, into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, again by simplifying this, again value of K2 is same, 10 raised to 6, 4 minus 4 minus 4 and 4. Okay, so this is the stiffness matrix for element 2. Okay, now after calculating this stiffness matrix for each element, we have to find a global matrix, stiffness matrix. Okay, global stiffness matrix, and this global stiffness matrix for this given element is K is equals to K1 plus K2. Okay, K is equals to K1 plus K2. So therefore we have to add this K1 matrix and this K2 matrix here. Okay, so that we will get the K matrix. So therefore this K is equals to, now here we can see this Q1 and Q2, Q1 Q2, Q2 Q3, Q2 Q3. So this addition of this matrix will become here Q1 2 3, Q1 Q2 Q3. Okay, so therefore Q11 2 1, Q12 here, Q22 of the first matrix, similarly plus Q22 at the second matrix, Q31, Q32, Q13, Q23 and Q33. Okay, this addition of the matrix will become here in this way. That means this Q22, Q2, Q2 and this Q2 and this Q2, this will be added here. Okay, this 4 plus this 4 is added here. Okay, so we can see here, so this Q11 is 4 minus 4 minus 4, and here it is 4, Q22 of the K1. Okay, then here Q3 is 0. Okay, then again Q13 is also 0 here, and again for matrix 2, Q2 Q3. Okay, for K2 matrix again plus 4 minus 4 minus 4 plus 4. Okay, so by adding these K1 and Q2, K1 and K2, so we will get final equation of this K is equals to 10 raised to 6 into 4 minus 4 0 minus 4 8, this 4 plus 4 8 minus 4 0 minus 4 4. Okay, Q1 Q2 Q3 here. Okay, we will get this final global stiffness matrix for this given element. Okay, now after calculating this global stiffness matrix, we have to calculate the global nodal displacement vector and global load vector. Okay, displacement vector Q1 Q2 and Q3. Okay, we can see here, so here the Q1 is the displacement at the node 1, Q2 is the displacement at the node 2, and this Q3 is the displacement at the node 3. Okay, so therefore we have to calculate this nodal displacements. So nodal displacement vector Q is equals to Q1 Q2 Q3 transpose. Okay, Q1 Q2 Q3 transpose. So that means this transpose is equals to Q1 Q2 and Q3. Vertically we can write down this matrix. Okay, Now, similarly, global load vector. This global load vector for the given element is F is equals to load vector. Here we can see. So this F1 here F2 load at the nodes 2, and here F3 is the load at the node 3. Okay, so therefore this load vector is F is equals to F1, F2 and F3. Okay, F1, F2 and F3, and the load at the first node it is given minus 10 into 10 raised to 3. At the node 2 it is 0, and at the node 3 it is 0. Okay, the value of F1 and F2 and F3 are put here, and finally load vector is calculated here. Okay, now after this next step it is equilibrium condition. Okay, equilibrium condition. The equilibrium condition for the bar is given by K into Q is equals to F. Okay, that means this load vector is equals to global stiffness matrix K into the displacement matrix Q. Okay, displacement vector Q. Okay, this is the equilibrium condition for bar element. Then again, substituting the corresponding values, we get this stiffness matrix K, that is 10 raised to minus 6, 4, minus 4, 0, minus 4, 8, minus 4, 0, minus 4, 4. Okay, this is the K matrix into this Q matrix, Q1, Q2 and Q3 is equals to this F matrix. Okay, F1, F2 and F3, that is 10 minus 10 into 10 raised to 3, 0 and 0. Okay. Then next step, apply boundary conditions. After this equilibrium condition, preparation of the equilibrium condition, we have to apply the boundary conditions. Okay, so here in this numerical, these boundary conditions are, this bar is fixed at the node 3. Okay, this is the node 3. At this node 3 this bar is fixed. Okay, so therefore this displacement of the bar at node 3 is 0. Okay, this bar will not displace because it is fixed at the node 3. Okay, so therefore Q3 is equals to 0. This Q3 is equals to 0. Okay, so therefore applying these boundary conditions from figure, boundary conditions are Q3 is equals to 0 as it is fixed end. Okay, uh, when we apply this boundary condition here, Q3 is equals to 0, Q1 it is unknown, Q2 displacement at the node it is unknown again, and Q3 it is 0. Okay, by putting the value of Q3 here 0. Okay, then use elimination method of handling boundary conditions. Okay, elimination method of handling boundary conditions. The elimination of the corresponding row and column with respect to Q3 is equals to 0 we get. Okay, as this boundary conditions Q3 is equals to 0. Okay, this is 0, so we can eliminate this third row and third column here. Okay, we can eliminate this third row and third column here, and we will get this equation, sorry, this matrix 10 raised to 6, 4 minus 4 minus 4, 8, Q1 Q2 is equals to minus 10 into 10 raised to 3, 0. Okay, so that is shown here, 10, 4 minus 4 minus 4, 8, Q1 Q2 is equals to minus 10 into 10 raised to 3 and 0. Okay, this is the equation, final matrix. Okay, after applying the boundary conditions. Then now simplify these equations. Okay, so we can write down this 10 raised to 6, it is common, 10 raised to 6 into 4 into this Q1. Okay, here 4 Q1 minus 4 into Q2. Okay, minus 4 into Q2. Okay, this 10 raised to 6 is applied to both. Okay, is equals to this F1. Okay, so this first row, this column is equals to this first row. Okay, which is equals to minus 10 into 10 raised to 3. Okay, this is the equation 1. Okay, then similarly second equation. Okay, second equation is the second row, this into this column is equals to this second value. Okay, so therefore 10 raised to 6 as it is common, minus 4 into Q1 plus 8 into Q2. Okay, minus 4 Q1 plus 8 into Q2 is equals to this 0 value. Okay, this is the equation 2. Okay, now this is equation 2. By simplifying this equation 1 and 2, or by solving this equation 1 and 2 simultaneously, we will get the value of Q1 and Q2. Okay, now we will simplify this equation 2. Okay, this 10 raised to 6 will get cancelled here, so therefore minus 4 into Q1 plus 8 into Q2 is equals to 0. Okay, minus 4 Q1 plus 8 into Q2 is equals to 0. So therefore this q4 is again cancelled. So therefore minus q1 plus 2q2 is equals to 0. So that means this q1 is equals to 2q2. Okay, this minus q1 will be when we move this to right side. So this q1 is equals to 2 times q2. Okay, by putting this value of q1, that is 2 times q2, in the equation number 1. Okay, put the value of q1 here, 2 times q2, and simplify this equation. Okay, simplify this equation, we will get the value of q1 and q2. Okay, so by simplifying this, on simplification we get the value of q1 as minus 0.005 mm and q2 is equals to minus 0.0025 mm. Okay, we will get this value of q1 and q2 after simplification of the equation 1 and 2. Okay, so these are the values of this nodal displacement. Okay, nodal displacement. Q1 is the nodal displacement at the element at the node 1. Q2 is the nodal displacement at the node 2. Okay, so therefore, thus this nodal displacement vector is nodal displacement vector Q is equals to Q1, Q2, and Q3. Okay, so Q1 is equals to this minus 0.005 mm. Q2 is equals to this minus 0.0025 mm, and q3 is equals to 0 because the bar is fixed at the at the node 3. Okay, so therefore this q matrix is the nodal displacement vector matrix. Okay, this is the first answer asked. Then next it is stresses in the each element. Okay, next step we have to calculate the stress in each element. Okay, so therefore the stress in 1D bar element is given by, we seen in the previous lecture, that is sigma is equals to E divided by LE minus 1 into minus 1 1 QI plus 1 or Q1 and Q2. Okay, Q1 and Q2. Okay, so therefore this stress in the first element 1, sigma 1 is equals to E1, that is 2 into 10 raised to 5 divided by L1, which is equals to 500. Okay, into this matrix minus 1 1. Okay, into this q1 and q2. Okay, so therefore q1 is minus 0.005 and q2 is minus 0.0025. Okay, by putting these two values here and by simplifying these two matrix here. Okay, so that means this factor into this matrix. Okay, matrix multiplication, so we will get this value of sigma 1. Okay, and that sigma 1 is equals to 1 newton per mm square. Okay, 1 newton per mm square is the stress value in element 1. Okay, similarly for element 2, this sigma 2 is equals to E2 divided by L2 minus 1 1 into this Q2 and Q3. Okay, into Q2 and Q3. So therefore value of the E2 is 2 into 10 raised to 5, value of the L2 is 500. Okay, into minus 1 1, and this Q2 is minus 0.0025 and Q3 is 0. Okay, by putting these values and after simplification of these equations, we will get the value of sigma 2, and it is 1 newton per mm square. Okay, that means the stress in the element 1 and stresses in the element 2, that is sigma 1 and sigma 2, are 1 newton per mm square. Okay, now after calculating these stresses, now we have to calculate the reaction at the support. Okay, we have to calculate the reaction at the support. So that means here we can see this, when we pull this bar by 10 kilonewton here force when we apply, so some reaction will be there here. Okay, some reactive force will be there here. So that means this here. So that reaction at the support is, reaction forces at the support is given by this equation. Okay, so therefore this reaction vector R is equals to K into Q minus this force vector F. Okay, K into Q minus this force vector F. So therefore this reaction matrix R is equals to R1, R2 and R3. Okay, reaction at 1, 2 and 3 is equals to 10 raised to, this K matrix means 10 raised to 6, 4 minus 4 0, minus 4 8, minus 0, this 0 minus 4 and 4. Okay, this stiffness matrix, global stiffness matrix K, into this Q matrix, that is Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay, value of Q1 is 0 minus 0.005 minus 0.0025 and 0. Okay, minus this minus F force vector. Okay, so therefore F1 is minus 10 into 10 raised to 3, F2 is 0, F3 is 0. Okay, F3 is 0. By simplifying this, okay, again we will get the value of R1, that means reaction at the node 1, reaction at the node 2 R2, and reaction at the node 3 R3. Okay, now here we can simplify this. R1 is equals to, here this R1 is equals to this first row. Okay, this multiplication of this first row into first column, this, okay, is equals to this first value. Okay, similarly R2 is equals to this multiplication of the second row into this column is minus this value. Okay, and similarly R3, reaction at R3 is equals to multiplication of this third row with this, okay, minus this. Okay, so therefore this R1 is equals to this equation. After simplifying this, we will get the value of R1 0. Okay, similarly R2 is equals to this. Okay, and similarly we get R2 is equals to 0, and R3 is equals to this. By putting this equation and by solving this equation, we get this R3 is equals to 10 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Okay, reaction at the node 3. Okay, R3. So therefore this reaction vector is R1, R2 and R3 is equals to 0. R1 is 0 here, R2 is 0 here. Okay, R1, R2, and R3 is equals to 10 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Okay, 10 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. So this is the reaction matrix. Okay, reaction at node 1, reaction at node 2, and reaction at node 3. Okay, friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please share, comment and like this video. Then subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to get notified for more videos on this CAD/CAM subject. And thanks for watching. Thank you so much.